Hello and welcome everyone! Our garden has been going a bit crazy this year. We've been getting lots of pickling cucumbers, but never quite enough all at once to make a batch of fermented pickles. You could say that we're in a bit of a pickle lately. In honor of that terribly jarring pun, let's relish this opportunity. Don't let your cucumbers sit there, green with envy. Today on Andrew's Treats and Eats, we'll turn excess cucumbers from your garden into tasty quick pickles. Perhaps they should be called quickles. Anyway, let's get started. If you're wondering about the difference between a quick pickle and a true pickle, the main factor is the preparation and storage. While true pickles go through a lengthy fermentation process to get their distinct sour tang and their preservation ability, quick pickles instead use regular white vinegar. Unlike true pickles, quick pickles need to be refrigerated the entire time, but they're also ready in as little as 12 hours instead of 1 to 4 weeks. The downside is, of course, that their shelf life is at most a month, while properly canned true pickles can last a year or more in storage. That being said, quick pickles are still a great and tasty way to make use of extra cucumbers from your garden or from your local farmer's market. It goes without saying, but they're also far more delicious than commercially produced supermarket pickles. Just a note, but firmer fleshed cucumbers work best for quick pickles, but you can pretty much quick pickle any variety of cucumber. We're going to be making a single batch today, which makes about 2 1-quart jars or 1-liter jars if you're in metric. However, the recipe for the brine can be scaled up without any issues if you're making more than 2 jars. For today's recipe, you will need 1.5 cups of distilled white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 cups of cold water, enough cucumbers to fill 2 1-quart/1-liter jars, pickling spice as desired, roughly 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon per jar, and several sprigs of fresh dill. Optionally, you may also want several cloves of garlic, a couple cloves per jar. Today I'm going to be making no garlic dills, so I will not be using any garlic. You can also use 7% pickling vinegar if you would like. However, this will make the pickles much more sour. You can also reduce or remove the sugar if you want purely sour dills. The added sugar is just there to help balance the brine. Inversely, if you want sweeter pickles, then you can increase the sugar. As mentioned before, the best cucumber varieties to use are firm-fleshed pickling cucumbers. These ones, of course, are far too big to make regular pickles, but they're perfect for quick pickles. But any variety of cucumber can be quick pickled. The fresher the cucumber, the better. In a saucepan, combine the vinegar, salt, and the sugar with some of the spices and some of the dill. Adding some spice and dill here to the vinegar helps increase the depth of flavor of your pickles. Now bring the liquid to a simmer, making sure that all of the sugar and salt have dissolved completely. The length of simmering is going to be down to personal preference. The longer it simmers, the more the spices and dill will infuse into the vinegar. The pickles are going to have additional spice and dill added to their jars before they're put in the fridge, so definitely take that into account. Remove the brine from the heat. Add the cold water. Stir the mixture well, then place the brine into the fridge and prepare your cucumbers. Cut your cucumbers into halves, spears, rounds, or slices. and then pack them into the 1-quart jars. Rounds and slices won't remain quite as crispy as spears or halves will, but they would be great on burgers. Add several sprigs of dill to each jar and a couple of cloves of garlic if you're making garlic dills. Then add equal amounts of pickling spice to each jar, which you can make yourself or just buy a pre-made blend from your favorite spice shop. Finally, pour half the brine into each of the jars. If needed, you can top up the jars with a bit of extra vinegar. Cover the jars with lids and place them into the refrigerator. Give the pickles at least 24 hours to absorb the brine before serving. If you're like me, you won't be able to resist trying out a pickle far sooner than the 24 hours, but they do get much better with time. The pickles will last for a couple weeks in the fridge, but if you love pickles, chances are they will be gone long before they can go bad. As you hopefully saw, quick pickles are just that, quick. There really isn't much to making them, and they are a wonderful snack. Of course, if you're on a low-sodium diet, you should definitely exercise moderation. These pickles were just made, so they're nowhere near ready to be eaten yet, but I do have a batch of pickles from a week ago. These ones have been sitting in the fridge for a week, 2 weeks, something like that. And they are fully pickled at this point. The longer the pickles are left in the brine, the squishier they'll become and less crisp and more pickle-like they'll become. Hopefully this video has inspired you to turn any excess cucumbers you have into pickles. If you do try out this recipe, be sure to @ me on Instagram or Twitter with your results. I would love to see how everybody's quickles turn out. Yep, I'm definitely going to call them quickles from now on. If you have any comments or suggestions for recipes you want me to try or things that you'd like to see me make, please leave them below in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell icon so that you're notified whenever a new episode of Andrew's Treats and Eats are posted. Also, sharing the video will help a ton with the ever-fickle YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on Andrew's Treats and Eats.